Hi friends, Jaqui here, and I am bringing a message for young people through First Congregational United Church of Christ in Corvallis, Oregon. And I'm lighting a candle here. This reminds me that God is with me. And I'm using my handy rechargeable lighter, which I love because I don't need to put other fuel in it, and it will last as long as I recharge it. All right, friends, let's start by just reminding ourselves who we are. We are beloved children of God. I am a beloved child of God, and you are a beloved child of God. And my dear assistant Pearl, who is napping over there, is also a beloved child of God. And we are breathing in God's love. And we can share God's love with those around us. I'm glad you're here with me. I'm moving the candle aside because I have a story and an activity. But first, we'll start with gratitude. What are we thankful for? What are you thankful for right now? This morning, as I took my dog Pearl out for a walk, I was really grateful for the cooler weather and the fact that I have a place to live. I'm really grateful for that. And the next part, I hope you find something you're grateful for. The next part of our time together is what has been a challenge this week? What has been hard? And for me, what has been hard, it's been an extra challenging week for me, but what has been really hard is that my dad is in the hospital. He has pneumonia and he's 80 years old, so this is a hard thing for him. So watching him go through this is my biggest challenge. Maybe you have some really challenging things too. And it's good just to notice those things. The next part is the story, and this is in the Bible that many of you have at home. And if you don't and would like a copy, you can always send me a message through email. This is on page 148. It's from the book of Kings, and it is from 2 Kings, and chapter 5, verses 1 through 3, and then 9 through 14. So this is from the book of 2 Kings. It's called Naaman is Healed. Naaman was in charge of a very big army for the king of a place called Aram. He was a big, strong, and important man in his country. Sadly, Naaman had a disease called leprosy, which gave him painful sores on his body that would not go away. A young Israelite girl was a servant in Naaman's house and knew of a prophet named Elisha in her country who could heal Naaman's leprosy. And here's a picture. When Naaman heard this, he asked the king if he could go to Israel and be healed. The king liked Naaman, so he told him he could go. Elisha heard that Naaman was coming, so Elisha sent his messenger to Naaman and told him to go wash 7 times in the river to heal his leprosy. Naaman was angry. Why didn't the prophet Elijah come here and heal me? I am an important man, he fumed. I could wash in the rivers in my own country. What's so special about this little river? He demanded. At least try, Naaman's servant exclaimed. We've come a long way. All right, Naaman muttered. He went to the edge of the river and stuck his big toe in. Nothing happened. All the way in, ordered Naaman's servant. Naaman went all the way in and came out dripping wet. He counted with his big booming voice every time he went into the water. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Naaman washed himself in the river 7 times, just like Elisha said to do. After the 7th time, Naaman looked down at his skin. It worked! Naaman was shocked. Now he knew that God was amazing. He went home praising and thanking God. His sores were gone. So, friends, I have some questions, as I often do. First of all, how would you describe Naaman? He's the special person in charge of the army. He seemed to think he was very important and more important than others, and too important to do a simple little thing and not be seen by the prophet Elijah. In this story, people have to communicate with Naaman when he's angry. Have you ever had someone try to communicate with you when you're really angry? Or have you ever communicated with someone who is really angry? It's hard. It's hard to talk to someone when they're filled with these big emotions like anger. Elisha gave an easy solution to Naaman's sickness. Wash and be clean. And sometimes it's hard for all of us to remember that solutions can be simple. They don't have to be complicated. And sometimes they're so simple that we miss seeing that the solution is there. Naaman's servants and Elisha didn't have magical powers, but their words helped Naaman get the healing he needed. And that's a reminder for me that I could use my words to help. I don't need to have special magic powers or anything. Sometimes words from me can help people remember or see the simple solution. But it would require me not to do that in anger or frustration. Okay, our activity today involves showing how you can make room for God, just like Naaman finally, with the help of his servant and Elisha, did make room for God. At first, he was full of himself, thinking he's too important. But once he listened and did what was being asked, he had room for God, and that helped him with his illness. So here is an experiment. I have a bowl filled with blue water. It's just food coloring. And I have an empty cup. Do you think there's anything in the cup? Seems to be empty, right? I'm going to try to put the cup right in the water. Let's see if I can do it in the camera. Okay, I put it right in the water. It doesn't fill up, right? Yep, nothing went inside. If I let go, I think it will bob. Oh, nope, it just stays right there. But nothing's going inside the cup. Do you know why that is? It's because it's filled with air. It's already filled up with air. Some of you might have said that at the beginning. I can push it all the way down without filling it, but if I tilt it, air can escape and it will bubble up and it would allow room for some water to get in there. So we're like cups, and air takes up space in this cup. What takes up space in us? For me, I know often it's worry that takes up space. And if I could let some of that worry bubble up and out, then I'd have space for other things like joy and contentment and all kinds of other things. So my goal is going to be like this cup and let bubbles come out and up and let God and happiness and joy fill me like this cup. Okay, I'm going to tilt it now. Oh, there's a bubble, another bubble. And if I tilt it, look at that. I caught some of that water. And I could share it. Let's see if I could do this again. Yep, it's going to stay there unless I let go of some worry. And look at that. I got some. Make room for God. I hope that we all can make a little space for God this week and for others in our lives. Friends, even though this Sunday will be the last Zoom Sunday School, this video will keep coming out each week. And our church will start meeting outside in the Grove area, which is beautiful. So I hope you can join us there. And there's always the option of watching this video also. I wish you a happy 4th of July, and we're going to blow this candle out together. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Well done.